There were 3 druids around it, so there's at least one there. I think that there is one of the doors is up in the mountains, but that just brings us to the second area. I don't know if there's another one. I don't recall one off the top of my head. So there's one at the Arch Spire. Oh, I can't see a thing here. Oh, that's why. That's why. The weirdness is a purpose in and of itself, and creation within or through the weirdness requires no explanation. It simply becomes, and then it is. It's a field of fulfilled potentialities where anything can happen, things beyond imagination. The only limits are our minds and our understanding. It takes shape according to our will, our emotions, and our thoughts. We cannot shut ourselves off from it. Oh, there's another one down here. The Kingdom Beyond sent their ambassador to maintain the balance, the Ever-Dweller. So we had 4 dwellers, now we have Ever-Dweller. Only one thing is known for certain, the Ever-Dweller cannot survive far from the boiling primordial weirdness of Tuathan, our capital. Does this mean that the weirdness exists beyond Avalon as well? That it is a force of substance that enshrouds and imbues all of reality within its potential. Avalon is just a midpoint between the far simpler human reality and the timeless kingdom beyond the stars. It's fascinating to gaze upon the land of men and see all that commotion. They live, they die, and even their vanishing is a purpose. One can mourn what is lost, and then one can celebrate the growth of new life. Their decadence differs from ours, for theirs in the end has a conclusion. Okay, so something immortal. Ah, another blood abomination. This one, a little bit easier than the last one. Or maybe it's just that we're way more powerful. Oh my god, is this the freaking sword that I didn't get the first time? I don't think this is that. However, the sword is actually pretty good. I want to compare you to this. Why can't I compare you to this? Oh, it's a freaking two-handed weapon, man. God dang it. There's no place as beautiful and primal as this. When we discovered it for the first time, it felt as though it had been created for us. One of the earliest, most untouched places on Avalon, unmarked by our actions, and yet we felt such a deep connection to it. We decided to weave new lives here, from thought and intention, from potential shaped after our deepest desires, and for the Weaver, chose the purest among us.
Come on, inside.
Oh, I see him.
Step forward. After all, You know me well. Take off your mask now. It's your home. Welcome, little prince. Why the sullen look? Aren't you glad to see me? You finally made it here. It must have taken quite a long time.
Who are you?
So, you don't remember me. I'm afraid it might have something to do with the form in which I see you now. This body and soul, they're much different from what I expected. But to answer your question, I am the Weaver. And though it may be hard for you to believe, a part of you knows me all too well.
Prince. Why do you call me that? Considering I am a woman in this
Because
game.
it is easier for me to address you this way than to accept that, for now, you are nothing more than a human. It is painful, but I must come to terms with it.
Where am I?
It is a place where my prince was woven from the threads of pure potential. The Pale Lady was relentless in her desire to fulfill her vision of an offspring, modeled after those she watched so eagerly. It displeases me that you don't remember. I'd envisioned your return and our meeting quite differently. But now it all makes sense. Now I understand why you need that shard.
What's your role in this?
Nothing remarkable. I simply exist in this place. That you ended up here is a mere coincidence. None of my kind have visited me in a long time. Yet here, I used to weave new Avalonians, shaping them according to the intent and thought that accompanied their creation. Now the thread of potential is much weaker, though it seems this place stirs to life again as the weirdness returns.
What shard?
The shard of the prince's memory. It is shattered, much like the fragmented memory of the king that lingers within you. I'd gladly speak with him, but something is preventing him from manifesting.
How do you know about the king inside me?
I don't know all the details. What I do know is that after our prince was murdered by our king, his potential, what you humans might call a soul, did not perish. The prince had been deeply fascinated by humans, and so after his death he manifested in one of them. That person was Arthur, the man who would one day become your king.
So, Arthur was a four-dweller in some way.
Arthur was a man, mortal like any other, but ambitious like few. But yes, his origins are far more complicated. This is a tale of two separate realities that, through a series of specific events, began to intersect, forming a single knot. Everything that has happened, and everything that will happen, is meant to decide the fate of that knot. And we, as you likely already know, have been pulled into all of this.
What now?
Our meeting comes to an end. I regret how brief it is, but my role in your story was always meant to be insignificant.
Weird. Okay. I totally missed it. Did we get some experience for that? Oh, it gave me an additional point for that. Okay. So, with that said, I don't know if there's anything else to do here. Hey, what's up, Jeffafa? Look, after literally like after you left yesterday, I totally realized what your username was referencing. It didn't even click until I like said it out loud. I was like, Jeffafa. Aw, Jeffafa. Jeffafa. Yeah, so okay, yeah, the game is literally, yeah, it's telling me I'm done with Act 1. Man, that was a weird ending. Maybe I should do this. Oh, this is Eckart's, no, this is Horns of the, okay, so we're gonna do this first. Oh, but you do, oh, well, there you go. Oh, dude, today, oh man, today was a frustration and a half, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh, actually, I can't go this way. I think I have to go this way, maybe. Maybe. Cannot fast travel during combat. Fantastic. Yeah, there were some deep frustrations. We did get through it, but unfortunately, as good as the game has been so far, there was actually, before I go into it, let me just ask, are you playing the game? Just because in case I want to be, you know, I don't want to, I'm not going to spoil anything anyway, but I want to be careful if you are playing. I'm not playing yet. Okay, so gotcha. So basically then the simple version is that, so I'm towards the end of Act 1, and towards the end of Act 1 there is there's a number of decisions that you need to make, and if this were any other RPG, I would expect the game to kind of say, hey, after you make this decision, like, the world of the game is going to change. And just like, hey, you know, just like a, hey, heads up, like, this decision really matters. Because, you know, like, some RPGs just give you decisions, but they don't really matter. And that's kind of been mostly the case here, until this one decision came up. Can I not make it up here? There we go. And so I made a couple decisions that apparently, we ended up like Googling this for a while because I couldn't, basically what happened is that the mainline quest goes away. So if you come here, like this is like your literal main quest, like from the beginning of the game to the very end. But then you have like a secondary main quest that's like how you progress through that, and it just goes away. So I had no idea what to do next. And the game doesn't exactly tell you what you need to do. And so what I ended up doing was, we were looking through some Steam forums and found someone who basically just said, oh, this miscellaneous quest, and all these miscellaneous quests are basically like these are side quests, and then you have the side of the side quests, right? And so basically said, one of these side quests, do it. That's all I'm going to say about it. The problem was, to do it, I had to collect 2,000 of these ethereal cobwebs, which drop, for example, this is going to drop cobwebs right here. And I got 10. And I had to collect 2,000. And then after I collected them, nothing happened. Like, so I was a little frustrated there. And so basically what it turned out to be, completing that quest gives you an item that makes it a little bit easier for you to progress through the main story, but the ultimate problem was that the game just doesn't tell you what the main quest is after you make a certain decision. And so once I learned how to do it, it was super easy. But because it's a fairly new game, you know, it's not like there's a whole bunch of guides in this. And honestly, I have a feeling that a lot of people will likely just do the correct choice. But based on kind of like the character I'm playing, it didn't make sense to. And honestly, I didn't really want to make the correct choice anyway, based on what it like meant it was going to do to the world. But unfortunately, it's one of those things where like I think like the devs maybe didn't expect people to take a certain direction, and so they may not have put like a failsafe there, or not even a failsafe, but like, you know, made it so that it was easy to progress from there.
What's that noise?
You know, like the way I described it, like I don't know if you played Baldur's Gate 3. But, like, with Baldur's Gate 3, because it was so open-ended, I mean, you could mess quests up 9 days to Sunday, right? Like, you could mess quests up in that game any which way, but Larian was good enough that they put fail-safes all over the place, so it was very difficult to screw up. You know, you couldn't really screw up your game, because there was always something to, like, move the story forward from the point you're at. You know, like if, oh, this NPC died, how am I supposed to complete this quest? There was all of a sudden, you know, a new NPC to take the place, right? But this just didn't even give me a quest to progress, so I just had no idea where to go. So it was a little bit frustrating. We eventually, it was like a 2 to 3 hour kind of side quest. Because it took so long to collect all those cobwebs. I had to hunt certain enemies, and they only show up at night, and they don't show up everywhere. So it was a little bit of a pain, but we fought through it, and now I think we're back on track. So basically, at this point, the way that I had to take my game based on the decisions I made has kind of forced me into a situation where I can't stick around here any longer, because basically any way that I would need to, any people that I would need around here to complete quests are no longer available. I no longer have access to them, basically. So there's no real reason for me to stick around in this Act 1 area. Which is fine. I'm totally okay with that. I actually like that decision. To kind of push you out. To be like, okay, you're done here. You can move on to the next area. Because, like, you know, sometimes I get into situations where it's like, I want to do everything in a zone, but if the game doesn't tell me I've done everything, I just kind of sit there forever looking for new stuff, and there might be, you know, nothing there. But the game has kind of said, no, you're done. You can move on because you kind of have to. But then again, if you take the quote-unquote probably correct path that the developers want you to take, you know, you might not have that push that I have right now. Ooh. Another origin potion? Nice. Weapon now applies burning. Okay, that's kind of cool. I think we might have already had that, though. Increases max health by 3%. It also increases something else. What else did it increase? Max stamina by 3%. Okay. Increases spell power by 10%. Oh my god, we have finally found a freaking one-handed sword that's good! Holy shit. Alright. Hey man, go have fun with some Doom. I gotta play Doom. I haven't played Doom yet, so that's another one that's on my list. What do I do to complete the quest? What do I do to complete the quest? Doop doop a doop boop a doop boop boop. Well, when all else fails, read the quest. I should search for his research journals. Oh, I gotta take them. Okay. There we go. Found both volumes. Now I'm supposed to meet near the Morning Harpist statue. Interesting. Okay, well, we already had that spell. I'm hoping... Well, I figured this is going to be the case, because otherwise Act 2 and 3 are going to be a little bit boring here, but I'm assuming that once we get to Act 2, that we're going to open up a whole bunch of new spells that we can use. I'm really hoping that's the case. I can't imagine anything other than that. Because we've been getting a lot of duplicate spells. Okay, so near the morning... Oh, just up here. Okay. I've done the Shrine of the Bear, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the one I can't actually... Excuse me, can't actually scale that. It's just easier to go around. Definitely take the meteorites so we can make stuff lighter. And I guess I don't know if I can make my way back. I'm kind of assuming that once I leave, I can't come back, but that might not be the case. I dealt with Rorf. Since he attacked me first, I won't face consequences for the death of a Keeper of the South. Where do I have to go for this? Okay. Let's do the rest of these. God, I'm so happy. Please tell me the sword at least looks cool. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It'll do. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. I killed Rorf.
It's done. I'd say we made the right choice getting rid of him. If he was innocent, the world lost a paranoid fool. If he wasn't, then you severed one of the children's threads before they could weave it into something worse. Right call or not, it was a necessary one.
Are there any crows other among the keepers? Well, I kind of... all the keepers are kind of not here anymore.
Not that I know of. But
all right.
I wouldn't be surprised if one day we hear of another.
You probably won't.
Crows are like weird beasts. Cut off one head, and 3 more.
Well, to be fair, there are other keepers around the world. A lot of them have been dead.
So that's it. I thought you understood. It's about stopping them before they spread.
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to
Carve
oh,
a
well.
mark into Avalon. But fine. They don't hesitate.
Oh, wait, was that it? I don't get anything else for the quest? Quest just over? Alright, I just realized that there's one more thing I gotta do before we go into Act 2. Or Map 2. I don't know if it's an act structure, but I realize there's something else we gotta do. Where is he? I think he's over here. No. That's where the wolves are. He is here? Oh, I didn't kill you, drunk. Alright. Sorry, dude, but, yep. You gotta die, too. Okay. Let's set up a bonfire here. Definitely gonna need all the levels I can get. What was the other? Oh, shoot, I keep forgetting what I'm going into. Oh, right. Endurance. Recover from overexertion 50% faster. That's what we're doing. And then, yeah, let's reduce the damage. Okay. Rest till morning. And let's do this. We got a hell of a fight on our hands. Oh, hey, I didn't dig this up. I completely walked past these. Wow, these are just like out in the open. Where is he? Oh, he's over here. There he is. The big boss. Alright. Finley. You come over here. Stay out of my way. Stay here. Okay. Let's do this. Let's go ahead first. Let's pop all of our potions here. Let's throw on... First we need a coating. Okay, so let's apply the poison. We are then going to... Loving Witch Brew. We are then going to... Are we going to do anything else? I don't need the lifesteal right now. We'll pop a rejuvenating potion. Pop a fireball. Okay, now that we have all that active, I'll go ahead and save. Okay, let's fight him. Who are you? How do you know? Let's fight. Go. I gotta put a ton of bleed on this guy. All his bleed fell off. Nice. All right. Honorary blade, dual shield, dual knight. Yes. Okay. Deals 100% more damage if the enemy is below. Oh, man. That's not great. That's not great for us. Increases attack speed by 25% when your health is low. It's all like heavy armor, so unfortunately we're not going to be using it. We could use this, maybe increase stamina regeneration by 25. Increases crit chance by 10%. Hey, now. We lose the 20% healing, but those might be really good. And we're pretty close to the 6 endurance, actually. Okay, so maybe endurance is the next threshold that we need to hit. The honorary blade just looks cool, though, so I wish we could have used it. Unfortunately, it's definitely more of a parry weapon. Okay, I think that was the last thing we had to do in Act 1. I think we're on our way to Act 2. Because unfortunately, I can't complete any of this. They're all hostile, and I just killed them all. I literally don't care about this. This is just fishing stuff. And this is bringing me into the next location. So, and I can't do this because they're all aggroed against me. So yeah, we're off to Act 2. All right, here we go. First thing I'm going to do, actually, is to see if I can come back here. Okay, so we're not locked out of Act 1. We can still come back. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. In case I miss something and hear about it later, I can always come back, but obviously now we're into Act 2 gear, so we're assuming that there's going to be a big step up in quality. Or at least I'm assuming. I could be completely wrong about that. I am, of course, assuming, and we know what happens when you assume. Make an ass out of yourself. Let's meet at Ganyonz's grave tomorrow before dark. Then we'll find a safe place to survive the night and head towards the Horns of the South. I hope the rumors are true and the folks of the South are all independent from Camelot. Well... Fortunately, you're not going to find a lot of people there. And there's already some dudes up there. Alright, what does the map look like? Well, our two quests are very split. That is another giant map. That's another giant map. And with that, that is where we're... That was words. That is where we're going to end today's stream. Thank you everyone so much for hanging out with me today. Unfortunately, you know, we did have that little bit of hang up in the middle. That was not so pleasant. I didn't really enjoy that, but we did get a sweet helmet out of it, which is pretty cool. Maybe we can make that work. I think where are we at with character stats? I know I just put one stat into spirituality. Oh, so we're only one level away from 6. So once we get to 6, we're going to swap that cape on. probably for some more crit chance. Because we're already at 18% crit here, so that'll bring us up to, 28? We get a little bit less healing, but, like, who really cares about that? I'm excited to see, like, what other spells we get. Hopefully, I'm hoping for some new spells. That would be sweet. The range of spells in Act 1 was a little bit limited. There were definitely cool spells, I will say that, but I definitely want a broader range of what spells can do. I'm hoping for some more magic-based melee gear. We did get quite a bit of armor that was magic-based, but not a lot of weapons. Of course, we did get the blade at the end, so I will need to find blacksmith pretty early on here. So that way we can upgrade that sword. I'm gonna miss the spear, but it had its time. Because we can always add the rune to add bleed to the sword, and then we can add something else, maybe poison or something, or potentially something else to help us out. But I've wanted to play sword like this whole time, and now I've been playing with the spear so much. I'm like, man, I'm gonna lose a lot of range. What am I gonna do here? But it'll help out our spells be a little bit more powerful, which will be mighty nice. Yeah, so I do plan on being back online tomorrow. We'll be jumping into Act 2 here, playing a bunch. And yeah, if you're not here, hopefully you have a wonderful Memorial Day, if of course you are here in the US. And if you're not, just enjoy your normal Monday. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace. Eddie. Eddie, so late. Eddie, how you doing? I caught you at the very end before I closed it up. Before I closed it up. How's it going? I just came. I know, we're just finishing up. We've been playing for a whole 5.5 hours. We just made it to Act 2. I'll be online for, I don't know, most of tomorrow. I want to play a lot of this tomorrow, so I'll be on a whole bunch tomorrow. We'll be diving into Act 2. But anyway, you caught the very end. Very little piece of the end. Hope you have a good rest of your evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Sounds good. Peace.